Here comes Dakota. Actually, that wasn't Dakota. Well, yes it is. Now that's very interesting. I think that was another bald eagle. You'll notice that she jumped in the nest. She doesn't usually make those sounds when Dakota comes back. Sometimes just slightly because they're excited to eat. But that was a distressed call just now. And I have never seen that where an eagle came to the nest, circled the nesting tree, and then flew away. And then, as you can see, she got off that branch and got down into that nest to protect those chicks. Wow. What's interesting of what just took place is she recognized right away that was not Dakota. It was a mature bald eagle. The head was white, the tail was white, and that's not something a bald eagle will get until about 5 years. They reach the age of maturity, and that's one of the signs that they've reached that stage where they're ready to mate. But she started making that distress call immediately. I saw the white head and thought, well, here comes Dakota with breakfast. She started that distress call and then immediately jumped down into that nest. I have seen other bald eagles. I couldn't identify, they were too far away, whether they were mature eagles. But that was a close-up, something I have not seen, and it was headed directly towards the nest. I don't know if I was able to catch. She is in the nest making distress calls to Dakota. This is fascinating. And I'm going to say that it won't be long and he's going to come flying in. She's letting him know there was a strange eagle in the area and she wants his assistance. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. There he is. Look at this, look at this. And here's the other eagle flying overhead. Oh my gosh. This is another bald eagle. Did you see that? He just circled the nest. This is incredible. She's got her partner there to defend her and protect their young. This has just been an amazing event here this morning. It's about 8:30 in the mornings. And as much as I'd hate to admit it, it is true of nature that many species of animals are cannibalistic. They will kill their own and eat them. It's not uncommon for chicks in a nest to kill one another, especially a smaller eaglet. It's why you rarely see 3 eaglets. They can drop up to 3 eggs. But if the third one is hatched, it is much smaller because just a few days difference makes a huge difference in size, and sometimes the third one just doesn't survive. Nature, depending on how you look at it, can be very brutal. Everything has to eat, and to eat, they have to kill. And it's the side of nature that none of us like to see. It's not something that you want to look at, but it is a fact of life. Wow. That's some amazing stuff right there this morning, and this is why I come out here as often as possible. You just never know what you're going to experience when you turn that video camera on towards the nest and observe what's going on. So what we're looking at now, as things have settled down a bit, is you have one adult in the nest and one standing guard on that tree branch. That is the second pass that strange eagle, unknown mature eagle, made a direct path towards the nest. And with babies in that nest, they're not going to have any of that. I love the fact that she can make that distress call and Dakota comes flying in. You just never know where he is or how far. Their area is about a 2-mile radius, so he could have been a pretty good distance away, but he hears that call. Just another way that they serve as a great example of the safety and protection they provide for each other. What's an interesting note that I'll never really be able to know for sure, but it does serve as a possibility. Their first clutch was in 2013. So there's been enough time, 5 years, that it is possible that one of their first eaglets is now a mature eagle. And it's been believed that they will come back to the general area in which they were hatched. So wouldn't it be interesting to know if there was some way you could know that that was one of their previous chicks? Of course, that does not necessarily mean they would be accepting of it, but just an interesting thought. Now it appears that Dakota just left the nest, but he didn't go very far. He's perched in another tree behind me, and I'm going to say it's about 75 yards, less than the distance of a football field. And I would suspect he's just kind of getting a different view to keep things safe. So they are both outside of the nest and all eyes on the sky to look out for predators. Their eyesight is just the most amazing thing I think about an eagle. They just, it's unbelievable how well they see. I'm also looking at the fact that typically Dakota will come in with food and he doesn't stay around very long. He's a consummate hunter, and he'll come to the nest and do his duty as provider and then go out again, but he doesn't really stick around all that much. But this morning, he's sticking close to home. He's still just about 75 yards away, keeping an eye on things, and she's up there at the nest. To put a positive spin on the morning's activities, there is another mature eagle in the area. Now, there's no way for me to know whether he's just passing through or he's going to remain. They will protect their area, and that eagle, if it was to remain, would have to find a distance between them. But with the success of the eagles and in all, it doesn't surprise me that there will be more sightings in this area. There already has been. The lake is very spread out, and it's a perfect place to raise chicks because of the lake and the success of fishing and so forth.